Hi, all. My name is Lux, and I will be telling you about how you can find articles through the Marriott Library. So, this is the Marriott Library's website, lib.utah.edu. Right at the top of the page, I kind of just want to orient you with the layout. So, up at the top, upper right hand corner, we've got a login button. If you are on campus, you will automatically have access to all of our electronic resources, but if you're off campus, you'll need to log in. Fortunately, I'm on campus, so I don't have to enter in my university ID and password, but otherwise, that's how you do it. Really straightforward and pretty easy. We've also got library hours here. We'll tell you what UCART access hours look like versus public access. And the other thing I want to mention up at the top left is that we have a 24/7 chat. So you can text or chat with a librarian at any time of day regarding your research questions. So, in order to search for articles, I could search the library catalog using this great big search box near the top of the page. However, for a more direct uh, way to access our articles, we can go to the databases by clicking this button right below. This is the portal to all of our databases. The library subscribes to about 400, so you don't want to really randomly select one. Ideally, it's better to be strategic about it. There are three ways that you can select a database. You can select by title if you know the name, just using the first initial, or if it starts with a number, you can use this button here. You can also select databases by type referring to the type of container that the information will be found in. So things like audio, data, newspapers, images. We even have an area for those databases that are just on trial right now. So that's another way to do it. The last way to do it is by subject. So for this example, I'm going to scroll down till we get to psychology, and this will automatically bring up a list of those databases that address psychology from one perspective or another, or multiple perspectives. So at the very top of the list, you'll see this yellow box. This is going to be for this area of study. This is going to be the recommended database according to our subject expert. In this case, that's me. Below this blue line here, you'll find the rest of the psychology-related databases listed in alphabetical order, and you can tell by the size of the scroll bar, that's quite a bit. There are a lot of these databases. Many of them are going to be discipline specific, many are going to be multidiscipline. So kind of just browse, read through the database titles, which you'll find in red. I'll go up to the top again and give you a little bit of layout here. So database titles will be in red, PsycInfo from the APA, for example, followed by the years of coverage. This is important if you're doing historical research or very current research. You want to have a sense of what time frame these publications are coming from. And then beneath that, you'll get a little blurb about what the database contains. So this will tell you subject-wise, types of materials, types of sources, that sort of thing, and if they are written in multiple languages as well. So this is a pretty broad psychology database. When I click the title, it will take us to a new search screen, and from here, I'm just going to do a sample search about what kinds of adjustments do folks make socially as they transition to college. So I've just captured my main keywords here because they are phrases rather than keywords. I've enclosed them in quotation marks so that we get those exact phrases back. Not, for example, social on page 1 and the word adjustment on page 20. From here, I'll click the little magnifying glass and we'll get a list of results. Without any modification, we have 21 results. Generally, you will be bombarded with results in databases, so this is an unusual example. However, it really works for our purposes. You'll notice that you can sort your results by relevance or by date. You can also use these filters up at the top and make some selections too. If you'd like to look at peer-reviewed stuff, you would click that button. If you're interested in particular publication date range, you can select that here. Source types, again, this will tell us what containers the information come in and if there are multiple languages available. All of these are fairly straightforward, but feel free to explore. I'm going to deselect peer review here so that we can look at all of the results. But just to actually show you something, if peer review is selected and we look at source type, you'll see that there are only academic journals listed because only academic journals can be peer reviewed. However, not all academic journals are. Some use different types of editing formulas or approaches. Unchecking that so we get our full list, let's take a look at our results. So scrolling through here, I'm noticing 3 for 3 peer-reviewed journals. We've got a book, a dissertation abstract, a whole kit and caboodle. Let's take a look at this first result here. So up at the top, you will be shown what type of resource you're looking at, followed by the title of the article in blue here, with our keywords highlighted in the context. You'll also notice our keywords are highlighted below in this blurb of the abstract, which we can look at in full in a moment. So below the title, we've got author names. We also have the publication title, date of publication, as well as volume, issue, and page numbers. So below that, I'll get access to the entire abstract just by clicking Show More, and then I can see I've got some access options. If I do click on the title, in addition to the abstract, we're going to get a bunch of data points that may be useful, or maybe not. But often you'll find contact information for the authors. Under the source, you'll see that it's hyperlinked, so you can actually search this specific publication. If I want to look at it in a new tab, it automatically loads in which journal. So I would just put in my keywords here. Let's try this again, just for fun. We got 1 of 1, and that seems accurate. All right. The other things that you'll notice here are pretty straightforward. We've got the publisher, place of publication, keywords that are supplied by the author, and those are versus subjects, which are supplied by the database. Beneath that, it will tell us about the population that's been studied, the age groups, and which testing instruments have been used. This will also tell us the publication type, but we can now see that from the first page of results too. A lot of helpful information here when it comes to creating a citation as well, if you like to create them by hand. Otherwise, if you don't, and we click on the title of the publication, one thing we can do is use this little cite button to automatically generate a citation in the style of our choice. So because this is APA, PsycInfo from the APA, we'll see the APA's citation listed first. It's also in alphabetical order-ish. And you can copy paste this directly into your reference list. You can, last thing I want to show you is you can look at a PDF, which of course is just going to be a scan basically of what the article looks like in a physical publication which makes it a lot easier to cite exact quotes, and it gives you access to things like images and tables. The other nice thing about this database, if you're looking at an in-text citation, if you click the date of publication, it will pop you right to that full citation in the reference list. But that is about it in a nutshell. You can use any other database basically the same way. If you run into questions, you can always reach out to me. Again, my name is Lux Darkbloom, and you can email me at lux.darkbloom@utah.edu. Thank you.